So now we will just see the implementation of non-static inner class in Java. So as we have just seen in the theoretical part that what are the inner classes and how can they be categorized. So now we'll just see that how to create a non-static inner class and just implement and try to access the members of this non-static inner class. So I just create a class outer and just declare a variable x equal to 10 for example. Okay, so again I just create a class inner and just try to declare a variable int y equal to 20. Okay, so here let's close this and let's close this. So the main working or the main algorithm of our just this topic is that we have to access this particular variable. Okay, we have to just retrieve this value of y, okay, with the help of the concept that we have just seen. So this is now the inner class we have created, that is non-static. Okay, so now we just create main. We just create a class, for example k, and inside this we write public static void main and string args. So we have to keep in mind that two important points that we have discussed, that when we are creating the non-static inner class, then it is mandatory for us to create the object of the outer class. So we are just creating the object of the outer class as ot is equal to new outer. So this step is mandatory. This is mandatory. Okay, mandatory step when you are dealing with non-static inner classes. So you have to just keep this in mind. Now we have to develop a relation between the outer and the inner class, okay, so that the compiler can correlate that this inner class belongs to this outer class when we just try to compile the code. So how it can be done? It can be done with the help of this dot operator, outer dot inner. It means that this inner class is a part of this outer class. Okay, so for the compiler we are just correlating it. We are just telling the compiler that you have to just read this in this particular form, and just creating the reference ir is equal to. So now we have to create the object of this inner class with the help of this object of outer class. So we just write ot dot new and inner. Okay, so this is now we have created the object of inner class. So we just try to print the value system dot out dot println, and we just try to retrieve this value of y with the help of this object ir dot y. Okay, so let's try to run this. This is completed now. So we just save it with the help of k dot java, and we just try to run this, and let's see if there are some errors or not in our program, or it will be compiled successfully. Java ck dot java. So here there are no errors in our program. It has been successfully compiled. And one thing I must show you, that what has happened in the background. Here you can see that number of class files have been created. Okay, so first is this k dot class file has been created, that is we are just trying to run our program with the help of main. So this k dot class for the main, we have just compiler just have created this, the bytecode, and the outer class we have just created. Okay, so the outer dot class file is also created by the compiler, and here you can see outer dollar inner dot class. So this is the relation. Okay, so this is for the inner class. So this inner class, okay, it has been judged by the compiler as dollar. So outer dollar inner class, so that the operator that we have put outer dot inner, so it has been correlated, and it has the bytecode has been created in this form with the help of a dollar sign. Okay, so this type of files you must see when you are dealing with the inner classes. So now let's try to run this Java and this is k. So here you can see the output is 20. So we have retrieved this value of y. So we just, okay, if we want to, okay, retrieve this value of x, so what we can do, the inner classes, okay, the inner classes, non-static inner classes can access the members of its outer classes also. So we just try to create a function void, let us suppose we try to create fun, and we just print, okay, so this is completed. Now we just print system dot out dot println, and we just write x, and let's see what happens. Okay, so let's try to run this. So it has successfully compiled, and we just see the value is 20. Okay, we haven't saved our program, I think. So we just, okay, we haven't called this function, so we just try to call this also. Okay, so we just try to call this as ir dot fun, because this function belongs to the inner class, so the object of this inner class will be responsible, okay, to call this function. So now let's run this code again. So let's see. So now here you can see, okay, 10 and 20. Okay, so 10 and 20 both are appearing here. Okay, so this x has also been accessed by this inner class. It means the inner class can access the members of the outer class. Okay, so the non-static inner class is capable of accessing the members of its outer class also, and it can access its member also. So we have to keep this in mind. So the output is 10 and 20. So in the same way, we just create the static inner classes. So we'll just see it in the subsequent lectures. So thanks.